not anything like I can say, oh yeah, well this definitely came from ayahuasca. It doesn't work that way. It's not a direct correlation. Lots of people do that. There are artists who do ayahuasca and then they actually paint what they see or what they experience in the. So mine is a little more fluid. At this point, it's more about being connected to plants in general, and then the master plants, what we call the master plants. And again, it's become in the whole mix of earth, planets, cosmic. Because that's what ayahuasca does for me, is really connect me very strongly to the whole, to everything. The thing I also know about myself is that I need to involve now. I also involve my heart, my spirit, and my soul in all of those kinds of activities.
Skai. So, I don't know, you might introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'm Skai Fowler, and I've been painting for 40 years. I've been an artist for longer than that. I went to Emily Carr. Back then it was a college, now it's a university. But, and I graduated in 1985 or 86. I can't remember what it said. It's somewhere in there anyway. And I graduated actually in photography and interdisciplinary studies, and that was performance work, sort of installation type work. So I really came out of the university as a photographer, not as a painter. I didn't take painting at the school. I took painting from a master painter here in Vancouver, and that's where I learned how to paint. Or that was the process, and I did classes with him. He did mostly night classes so that he could paint during the day, and he's an incredible painter. And so I learned the process of painting with him, and he taught sort of a traditional approach to painting in terms of knowing starting with the composition and color palette, and figuring those things out to a certain extent before you start. Whatever it was going to be abstract or representational work, or whatever it was that you wanted to paint, you would start with those kinds of. You would start with that process first. I still do that to a certain extent. I don't always do it. Now that I've been painting for such a long time, I feel like, or I know that I don't need to always start that way. Sometimes I will start more organically and but I do generally have a goal in mind, or a theme or an idea in mind. So something that I'm looking for, and something that I know when it's finished, that yes, this is what it is that I want.
So when you know that it's finished?
When it's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. How do you know? It's like, because I know as an artist, like you feel it, right? It's a certain feeling that comes in. But
well, it's more than. I know I think people use the word feeling as to encompass situations. Because as opposed to like a feeling in your body, or a feeling in your heart, or a feeling in your stomach, or that kind of. We use that word to represent so much. And so to sort of bring it out of that, so it is a inner body feeling, but it's also an external feeling. So, and an external sensation is probably the word I would use. So it's more like, I would use the word situational.
Okay.
And when I say situational, it's hard to, but so when I work with energy. And so I work with the energies that I encounter every day.
Okay.
And I take those energies and I translate them to color. That's kind of the best overall way I can describe what I do. Now, that doesn't mean that those energies are not just energies that are here on Earth. They're energies that are in the cosmos. Like it's galactic as well as earthly. So I follow the moon. I follow different planets, different stars, ones that I don't have a clue as to what their names are. They have an effect on me, and I can feel that effect. Now, I can't always describe it. It's very difficult to describe, and it's very difficult to say what that process is. But that's certainly where the cosmic series comes from. And I like to work in series because there's just not one painting that I can say that expresses everything that I want to express. So I do a series of paintings. Maybe it's only 3, maybe it's 6. I never know really until I go, okay, I think this is finished for now. I wouldn't say that a series is done until I'm dead. And then who knows even then. Because I just don't know. I have no idea. Right. There's a series that I work on that I love, which is called Between Heaven and Earth. And it's a lovely series that it just kind of pops up every now and again. I haven't done one in probably a couple of years now. So probably I'm probably right to do another one shortly. And they're about our relationship between, as we stand on Earth, we are connected to the Earth, and we also reach the stars. Correct. So it's that connection between the two. Yeah.
So let's dive a little bit deeper. You said energy. When we talk about energy, you said you connect with energy, the planet energy, like your surroundings, also interplanetary, right? From the cosmos. So does it affect, like, when you connect with the moon, let's just use the moon, that everybody can actually see it and understand a little bit more, right? As the moon change the cycle, does it affect your mood?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Your way of painting?
Now, that's a very good question. And it's not like I write all this down, because I'm not a great, I'm not a great note taker.
Right.
I just kind of, I know that I certainly know when the moon is full and when what's the opposite? When it's full or when it's,
3/4.
And then when it's not full, when it's and then it's always if you study astrology, it's in a different, depending on the month, it's in a different sign, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not knowledgeable, completely knowledgeable about astrology or astronomy or astrology or astronomy. There are things that I'll sort of look up every now and again, but it's not something that I'm completely knowledgeable about in any way.
But that different cycle of the moon affects your mood swing, maybe, or does it affect your
it certainly
your
affects,
approach to paint? Let's say that. Do you have more energy when, let's say, when the moon is begin to enter the full moon, the full cycle, to reach the full cycle?
It's never really that. It's much more subtle than that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll go, oh, what's going on? And then I'll realize, oh, there's a full moon. Right, that full moon is affecting me. And so it can be anything from feeling at odds with myself
Mm-hmm.
or feeling rejuvenated when I hadn't felt that. It's like a sudden kind of, it just suddenly pounces on me is the way to say it, I guess. And then I realize, oh, okay, what's the moon doing?
Right.
And then I'll look it up. And then sometimes some months it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
Like I'll go for several months and the moon hasn't affected me in any kind of dramatic way.
Right.
It still, has its pull. Yeah.
So I observed like your paintings like very intergalactic. It's like I'm talking about all the Milky Way almost, right? We can just transcend ourselves to the Milky Way by just looking at it. So how's that come into play? It's like you think like your background into photography plays a big role into the way you paint?
No.
No? So how do you end up, let's say, to that painting right there, to that beautiful, amazing painting right there? That is like, it is a Milky Way that right away, that pretty much to me, that's what it translates. And the more I talk to you, the more I understand, okay, yeah, it's out there. It's pretty much out there in the cosmos.
Yes.
How do you end up there, not in, let's say, in the landscape that you surround every day in this beautiful island that that you have in your studio, that you come in every day, nature everywhere, and instead you all the way to the cosmos?
Well, for one thing, abstract painting is one of the most difficult things to do. One of the most
I agree.
type of painting to do. And it's because the painter needs to know what they want, needs to have an idea or a clear idea. The clearer maybe the better. I don't know. I'm not gonna, that's kind of the clearer, maybe the easier it is to create. Maybe. But the thing about being an abstract painter is that I make the definition of what it is that I'm going to do. So given that, I need to know who I am and what it is that I want in life, basically, because that shows in my paintings, right? So I always felt my role as an artist was to know who I am as best as I can, to then express myself in a way that hopefully is clear to other people, or that is at least as clear as I can make it. What that really translates as, not everyone is drawn to abstract art. For sure, like it's a bit of a niche, although it's becoming more and more popular, which is interesting. But it's always something that I wanted to express in my painting, because it was expressing those things that I was unable to express verbally in myself, that I had, that were in me, passing through me. It was always the unseen energies that are surrounding us all the time. Whatever those kinds of energies are that someone will pick up on, whether we're aware of it or not, everything is energy, everything. So I have so much to work with when I when I begin to paint and decide on a subject matter or a theme that I want to express, and how do I want to express it. So the Cosmic series started from this idea that it's not an idea. It's actually it's astronomy, and the astronomers came up with an equation that explained everything we know about the universe so far. And I saw that equation, and I go, how can you have an equation? How can you use numbers to express express the universe? Like, this is amazing to me. This is incredible. But of course, that's what so many physicists and astrologers do. It comes down to numbers for them. And I thought, well, how would I express that? How would I express what I know about the universe so far? So I made a painting called Everything I Know About the Universe So Far.
But based on the voyage out there or the voyage within?
It's both.
The voyage, okay.
I don't separate them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the universe is larger than just what we think it is out. Yeah. It's within as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the universe flows through me, and I flow through the universe. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're on this planet, and it's going around, and it's going through the universe. Like
exactly.
It's not, it's not. We're not standing still, right?
We don't.
And we're expanding. Like the universe is expanding, right?
Always.
So, and so all that is happening, and that just let alone like this cup that is energy and has my tea in it. Mm-hmm. It's energy. But so is that galactic energy that is right here, right? We're moving through it as a planet. So I find that absolutely thrilling and it's very exciting.
Wow, interesting. It's interesting that so the energy is always transforming. It's never quiet. It never stops.
That's right.
Wow.
Except that I try to stop it by a painting. Or I try to capture it in a painting.
Capture, okay.
Yeah. I try to express it, is probably the best way to do it. I try to express that energy or that
in the painting.
Those sensations that I have in a painting. Yeah.
How do you acknowledge those sensations? Because I'm talking about the average people that walks every day, go to work, come home, and not so much in tune with that. How did you came up to say, hey, hold on a minute, it's way more than it is. I can feel it. How do you come up in tune with that? How do you?
I think I was born that way. I was just born that way.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So when that started, when you became, let's say, conscious about it?
When I became conscious about it. Well, as a kid, I remember spending a lot of time by myself. And being in nature. And and I wouldn't have put it in these words, of course, when I was 5 or 6 or 7. I wouldn't have put it in these words of feeling connected to something larger than myself. But that's what I felt, even though I wouldn't have been able to say it then. And I wasn't able to say it until I was probably in my 20s, even though I felt it so much more. And my dreams have always been very important to me. My dreams are something that I've always felt had a message or had some kind of information that I could harvest. I'm not sure if that's quite the right word, but certainly that I could interact with or that would express things to me that I wasn't able to express verbally. I never felt that words were there's some people that use words so beautifully and so, are poets that say it, like Rumi and Mary Oliver and so many poets that are just so beautiful in their sayings. And I felt like I was always stumbling trying to find my words or not really able to express them in the way that I wanted to. Like, when I was younger, say between probably 9 and 13, like I would see interactions between people and I'd go, okay, there's more going on here than what they're actually saying by words. And I can tell by the way they stand or the way they're sitting, I can tell by the energy that they're giving off and the way that they are with each other, that they're not expressing what they actually truly feel. I can feel that. I can see that. I know that that's happening. And so, and if that interaction started to involve me, I had no way of, I didn't feel like I had any way of expressing what was going on. I wasn't able to, especially if they were adults or something. You know, I do have an analytical mind, and I do like doing research. I like figuring things out, and and that the thing I also know about myself is that I need to involve now. I also involve my heart, my spirit, and my soul in all of those kinds of activities. Because if it's just from my head, it just gives me a headache. Thank you for doing this. I think it's really exciting for me to. You know, express, you know, this journey. So it's because it's true. I don't often talk about it. Yeah. So it's nice to. Yeah.
You think it's important to talk about it?
It depends on what the situation is.
Right.
Yeah. I'm aware.
Yeah. Talk therapy. We call it talk therapy sometimes. Because a lot of times that. Your experience, my experience, would help someone experience some journey of the next individual that is going through.
Yeah.
It might be a word, it might be just something that you might say on the camera, or a line you might drop, or anything, or it might even be just a painting they might just look at and be like, wow, that was just what I needed to just step out of this darkness that I'm facing right now. And that's why we do what we do. We're doing it for that, to get in touch with, because at some point I have to say myself too, I mean, as a human, I think we all in transitions. We all go through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? It's never ending drama. So it's life, right? So you have helped me a lot, to be honest. You have helped me a whole lot, more than you can ever understand. I appreciate you so much.
That's great.
Thank you.
Well, I remember when my psychologist said, well, you know, talk therapy doesn't always help everyone. I want you to go see these other people, which I did.
Right.
And then that's also when I turned towards ayahuasca. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's an interesting journey. I mean, ayahuasca, for what I heard, I never tried it. For what I heard, is very, very powerful into the dreams.
Yeah.
Is that a fact? Is that have any? I won't say effect, but does that have influence?
I would say so. Yes.
Influence into.
It's some kind of yes. It has.
Yeah.
It has. I mean, not anything like I can say, oh yeah, well this definitely came from ayahuasca. It doesn't work that way. It's not a direct correlation. Lots of people do that. There are artists who do ayahuasca and then they actually paint what they see or what they experience in the. So mine is a little more fluid. It at this point it's more about being connected to plants in general, and then the master plants what we call the master plants, and again it's become in the whole mix of earth, planets, you know, cosmic, because that's what ayahuasca does for me, is really connect me very strongly to the whole, to everything.
I understand your journey to the galaxy. So did you the ayahuasca? So you have to go to a shaman. You have to go to is it a ritual? Do you have to?
Yes.
You have to go through the entire ritual
with ceremony. It's not something that I would do on my own, or I mean I have.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Skai. We appreciate you so much.
Oh, well, I really appreciate this as well. It's really, thank you.
Yeah. Well, we call this the artist talk. So welcome. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you.